Hey guys, it's Jessica from Lacey J. We're going to do a little stretch today. Hopefully you've been utilizing all the great videos that we have on this channel for you, but I might be safe in assuming that you haven't been stretching much. And keeping yourself mobile and stretching out is the other end of the strength and the toning that we enjoy so much. So don't forget that importance of stretching. So we'll take a little bit of time here to do that. We'll focus on a couple of different things. Just as like in our classes, make sure that you're doing everything that feels good. If something doesn't feel right, make an adjustment. If you need more padding at home, you can use a mat. You can see here I'm on a rug. You could do this on a carpeted surface. You could double up on mats. You could get a towel and give yourself some support for joints if needed. So we're just gonna start in a seated position. We're gonna start just kind of flowy and feel good. Sit any way you want to. You don't have to sit like this if this doesn't feel good for you. So think like when we do mermaid in class. That's what the shape we're gonna start with. So I'd like you to take your right hand down and reach your left arm up and over. So what we're focusing on is stretching the side body here. Relax your shoulders. If you wanna get a little bit into your neck, let the right ear drop toward the right shoulder. So I'm not so concerned about getting down to the floor. I'm just trying to give myself some space through the side body. Think about the left hip being heavy, and then bring yourself up and just switch sides. So we got the left hand down, the right arm up. Shoulders, let them go. Notice how my bottom elbow is also soft. Spread the ribs. So I'm really stretching here into the side body, the intercostals, the connective tissues there. And let's make this just a little bit more flowy. So inhale, bring it up. Exhale, move it over. So that slow, deep breath. Inhale up. Let it be soft. So the moment that it feels a little cranky, it feels too forced, it's kind of tough for our body to relax if we're overdoing it in that way. Up and over. Up and over. We'll do it one more time each side. Inhale through the center. Exhale, reach over. Inhale through the center. Exhale, reach it over. Perfect. Now bring your torso up. Now let's start into the hips a little bit. So we're gonna bring the soles of the feet together, the knees apart. Give yourself as much space as you need between your hips and your heels. We don't need to suck the heels in. That can be tough on the knees, so give yourself space. And grab onto whatever, feet, ankles, shins. Try not to just rip your feet up. Sit up tall. We're hinging from the hips. So let's bring it down just to the point that you can feel the stretch in the inner thighs and the outer hips. There's no need to get your face into your feet. I doubt you really want to put your face in your feet anyway. But I'm really going long. You can see here that you can probably still see the center of my chest, that I didn't collapse down. The moment that I compromise my spine, my body's probably telling me it's a little too far. The dynamics of that stretch are a little different. Perfect. All right, slowly bring it up. Now, I'm gonna take the right leg and kick it out, and then I'm gonna bring the left foot in. And this can be groin or inner thigh. We're gonna flex the right foot. So I'm gonna think a little bit of stretch of inner thigh, hamstring, and we're gonna get the side body again. So hand can either go to thigh or shin bone. Reach your arm up and over. Remember, we're spreading through here. We're doing the same thing again. Keep the hips heavy, and we want this foot flexed. Now from there, take your torso up. Turn your chest towards your right leg. Don't worry about getting to your toes. Again, I want to pull my chest forward more so than down. So imagine your foot is flat against whatever wall you're facing over here. Leg is long, you're lifted up and out. Let that left hip relax. Good. And then bring it on up. And let's just switch out sides. So we'll bring the right leg in, left leg extends out. Flex the foot, sit up nice and tall there. We're gonna start the side stretch. Remember, we're not trying to get to the toes. I like to imagine like as if I don't have toes and it doesn't really matter how far I get. We're focusing up here. Spread the ribs. Flex the foot, send some energy through the left heel there. Good. Now bring the torso up. Now we're gonna turn toward that leg. Keep the leg straight now, hinge down. Most of us have tight hamstrings, like that's just the way that we are, and that's fine. Let's not overdo it. I also find that our hamstrings are one of those areas that we wanna get that are really sensational. It doesn't need to be the deepest hamstring stretch ever of your whole life. Just go to where you feel something and then breathe into it. Also, we're not trying to get the face to the knee. Is that impressive? I don't know, but nobody really cares. All right, slowly bring it up. All right, we're gonna do a little shoulder stretch. So I'm gonna turn away from you for this. Find another seat that's comfortable. I would encourage, if you cross your legs, put your weird leg in front so your hip gets a nice even stretch. All right, so take your arms behind you. Interlace your fingers. If you can, bring the heels of the hands together. Notice that I've got my knuckles up toward my sacrum. I'm not trying to drop to the floor. So I've got a nice big bend in my elbows. From there, squeeze your upper arms back. Imagine that you could touch your elbows and then puff your chest away. So hold it there. I'm just going to turn to the side for another view for you. So upper arm bones draw back, chest forward. A lot of times we get the arms back and then we've collapsed here. So lift the chest, feel the shoulders slide down, feel the top of the head rise, belly lightly draws in. Really great stretch. Front of the shoulders, we're often reaching forward. Think about all the planks that we do and in classes when we're using weights or handles or whatever we're using. Notice if the head goes somewhere weird. Keep breathing, keep trying to squeeze your arms back. Obviously they're gonna stop at some point, but I can breathe into it. Breathing is so important in all of our practices. Good. Release your arms, release your fingers, take a little shake, whatever feels good there. Now I'm gonna turn back towards you so you can see this from the front. Now you're gonna take your arms in front of you, interlace your fingers. Now we're gonna stretch in the upper back. So one part that we really like to strengthen and tone a lot, but also a part of our body that holds a lot of tension and stress. The weight of the world's back here. So interlace your fingers. This time I'm gonna keep the heels of the hands away from one another. Press your palms forward and around. So there's this opposition of your palms pressing forward and your chest going back. So again, I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see me. Notice how my shoulder blades are separating. I'm not just like leaning back where I would fall. I'm pushing palms away and then my chest pulls the opposite direction. Keep the shoulders down. Notice if you dropped your chin into your chest, I don't need to move the neck to get in the upper back. Now I'm just gonna stay this way so you can see this from the side. Now take your arms up. Relax your shoulders. If you come to class with me, you hear me say that all the time. Arms draw back. You might feel this through your biceps. You might feel this through your wrists. See if you can take those pinkies and drop them back. Take one more breath. And then exhale, just let your arms go. Okay, so if you're on your mat or on a mat, let's come onto hands and knees. We're gonna face a short edge. If you're just on carpet or something, it doesn't really matter which way you're facing. So in a lot of our movements, we've got a lot of contraction happening in the front of the hips. Not a bad thing, but things get tight there. Or maybe you've been sitting a lot, maybe your job or just things at home, you get a lot of contraction here, so we need to open things up. So from hands and knees, take your right foot, step it forward. What I really want you to pay attention to is your knee and ankle alignment. Now, if you feel like your knee's a little extra bony or you don't have enough padding, take a moment. You could roll up the end of your mat. You could put a towel under there, whatever you need to. Please don't suffer through knee pain. Never a good thing. Start on your fingertips, pull your chest forward. So what I'm focusing on is the stretch here. Top of the thigh, hip flexor, even up into your psoas there. And also I'm giving a really nice stretch to the right bun, a little compression to the front of the right hip. And just breathe. Just breathe. Have the intention to lift your chest. You can see like mine only goes so far, but it's gonna go where it can go, and I'm keeping my intention of trying to lift out of the hip instead of just collapsing on my thigh. So this can kind of take the place of your Eve's lunge and maybe what you do on the machine, right? Kind of making the same shape. Good. Now we're just gonna switch it out. We're just keeping it simple. Right leg draws back, left leg draws forward. So again, I need to check the knee and ankle alignment. If I'm here, I've got more space than I'm giving myself credit for. Or if I'm back here and I feel like I could shift my weight forward, I can walk my leg forward. Again, give that back knee as much padding as you need or want. Start on your fingertips, keep yourself there, pull your chest forward. So now I'm moving out of the right hip flexor. Another thing that can help is to engage your abdominals. Pull the belly up, and that gives a little bit of pull there to those upper fibers of your thigh. Chest pulls forward, shoulders relax, neck is just nice and relaxed. Maybe even close your eyes so you can soften your face. You're at home, you can do whatever you want. Good. All right, one more breath here. And then slowly bring it back. All right, great little stretch, just a quick little something to incorporate. I would encourage you to to do a little stretch of some sort every day. Maybe it's after you've been practicing with us, or if you didn't get to hop on, give yourself some space in your body every day. So feel free to use these videos, and we'll see you next time.